Logging tools for beginners. Some of my recommendations might be controversial. That's why I got my YouTube comment boxing gloves right here. In this video, I'm going to be making my general recommendations for website tools, email marketing tools, SEO, social media, monetization, and tools to make better content. Last point before we begin, I have personally tried and tested and used for extended periods of time every single one of these tools. I've used thousands of tools over the past decade. These are the ones I can put the Pete stamp of approval on. Let's get started. Website tools first. Domains, hosting, website hosting, and WordPress themes. For finding an available domain name, I actually recommend just going to whatever host you're going to use. All of them have some search bar and they'll show you different domain extensions, what's available, what's not. Another fun one is instantdomainsearch.com. It's what I use all the time just to play around with. I own way too many domain names, but that's another good one to use too. Website hosting. All right, let's get into it right off the bat. I actually have two. Number one, SiteGround. I've used SiteGround on and off for 3 years. It's a good balance of still pretty affordable. You're going to have to pay for website hosting. Still pretty affordable, but also a little bit more powerful, a little bit faster than some of the others. I use and recommend SiteGround. Now, Bluehost. Oh, Pete, you're only promoting Bluehost because they pay bloggers like you affiliate commissions to promote them. No, I will fight you for it. I've used Bluehost for a dozen or more domains over the past 5 or 6 years. And in my opinion, they have the quickest and easiest WordPress setup out of anybody, period. It's literally one click. I have videos on this, and I don't care if you've heard complaints about Bluehost in the past. I will fight you. For beginners with less than like 10, 20, 30,000 page views a month to their blog yet, I totally recommend Bluehost. I'll fight you for it. It's so cheap and it's easy, and you can always switch later. Why would you not try it? And if you have problems, move to SiteGround. WordPress themes for beginner bloggers. I love StudioPress's themes. They're premium, but they're super cheap. Like in the grand scheme of things, they're one-time payments. They have great support and documentation, and they look really great right out of the bat. And they have a bunch of complementary WordPress plugins that enhance the functionality. I love StudioPress themes. I do not approve of Divi or these other like theme builders. They're so clunky. Their code, like behind the scenes, will make your website slower in a lot of cases. And if you ever want to switch off of Divi and go to another theme, it's going to be a pain. Let me just tell you. If you don't want to go StudioPress, I actually recommend looking for a minimal or typography theme. You can literally use those words in Google to find minimal WordPress themes with lots of white space. The reason I recommend this for new bloggers is because there's less to mess up. Lots of white space, lots of minimalism in design. It's harder to screw that up. It's easier to look better right off the gate. And if you want to go fancier with your theme and your customization down the road, you can. But start off with like something with a lot of white space. Might need both of my boxing gloves for this one, but let's talk about email service providers. Email marketing, building up a newsletter is a massive part of starting an online business. You want to be able to communicate to your fans, your followers. You want to drive more traffic back to your site. You need an email list. I recommend MailChimp. Don't at me. I swear in the YouTube comments. I will also recommend MailerLite because it's free up to 1,000, I believe, subscribers, which is way more than most beginners need for a while. And they have lots of great features. I totally approve of MailerLite. I've used them. It's great. I also use and recommend Flowdesk. It is, I think, 30 something bucks a month, but if you use my affiliate link in the description, it's like half off lifetime, which is nuts. So it's $19 a month for unlimited subscribers. They are more new. They don't have all the super fancy pants features quite yet. I think they will in the future, but it's unlimited subscribers. It's beautiful. Their user experience is really well done. I recommend Flowdesk. But seriously, MailChimp, it's like free-ish for like up to 2,000 subscribers. It's gotten so much better over the years. The only thing I want to caution you against is forums. The forums to get people on your email list, it's a little clunky with MailChimp still. Forums, I got to give it to Flowdesk or MailerLite on this one. But still, no joke. MailChimp. They've gotten so much better over the past years. Don't hate me in the YouTube comments, man. I'll fight you. And by the way, once you get a little bit more advanced and you have the budget for it, I recommend going with an active campaign or ConvertKit. I don't recommend Drip. I don't recommend Aweber. I don't recommend any of the other ones. I use Active Campaign and Flowdesk now. I've used ConvertKit in the past, and I can recommend that too. But start off with MailerLite, Flowdesk, or MailChimp. Landing page builders and or any other software that's like building blocks for pages on your website. If you're going to have a landing page, an email opt-in page, a sales page for a product, or whatever that is. I have two. Elementor is my go-to recommendation because you can start for free. And Elementor Pro is also like 40 or 50 bucks a year. That's pretty affordable. I have used Elementor for years. I love it. There is a little bit of a learning curve. I actually have some videos on my YouTube channel, or I have a blog post. I also have an Elementor for Bloggers course you could buy. Now, if you have the budget and you want to step up your game, you don't mind paying for it, lead pages is also like a go-to recommendation. I do use them for opt-in pages and sales pages as well, but it costs money. Again, Elementor, way more affordable. You can start for free. It's a WordPress plugin. You just put it into your site, learn how to use it, and man, the sky's the limit. I don't recommend Divi. I don't recommend Beaver Builder. I don't recommend, I don't know, any of the other ones. All right, let's talk about social media promotion, and I'm also going to throw in graphic design tools here as well. If you just have to stay free, I actually recommend Later.com. Started off mostly as Instagram, but I believe you can connect each of your profiles on the free plan. They give you like one little set of profiles on the free plan. Their scheduler is great. It works. It's clean. It's easy to use, and you can start for free. Later.com. I recommend them. Buffer has been around for ages. I don't actually like them quite as much. I used to use them. If you want to go paid and you want a little bit more functionality, SmarterQueue has evergreen content recycling. Like you just post it once and you can set it to repeat every now and then. You can add it to a queue. That's actually really powerful, but SmarterQueue is not free. Graphics, man, everybody promotes Canva, and I hated it for like 5 years, and then I signed up for Canva Pro and have never looked back. Don't get me wrong, the free version of Canva is still plenty powerful for 95% of people. It just took me a while to come around to it. I love Canva for social media graphics, featured images for your blog, and other stuff like that. And speaking of images, stock photos. So I actually have 2 really cool recommendations that not a whole lot of people recommend here. All the free stock, I think it's just allthefreestock.com. It's actually like a smorgasbord of stock photos, if you will. You could search on that site, and it searches lots of other stock photo sites, and it kind of puts them all right there and in one place for you to see them. It's actually really cool. I've used that a few times. Another one I have used is Pexels. I just like their style of stock photos a little bit better than some of the other ones, and totally free. They'll recommend some premium images, but you can kind of like just not look at those. Those are at like the bottom of the search results or whatever. Pexels for stock images. I love them. Let's switch gears a tiny bit and talk about monetization tools, preferably like your own products, online courses, memberships, digital products, printables, that sort of stuff, as well as affiliate marketing. So right off the bat, I will say for affiliate marketing and beginner bloggers, I recommend using any sort of redirect plugin for Pretty Links. In fact, Pretty Links is the go-to recommendation. It's a WordPress plugin. It's where you can take your fancy pants, URLs, your affiliate link URLs, and make them clean, like doyouevenblog.com/Bluehost. For digital products, again, this might be a little controversial, but I'm going to recommend you actually pay for something. And here is why. You can try and piece together a lot of free tools to put together an online course or some printables or some digital products and sell it at the same time, and get some crazy WordPress plugins for embedding Stripe and PayPal checkouts. And it's clunky, and it's going to be really, really hard. If you can swing it, you can get by on not spending a whole lot of money, definitely less than $30 a month for some of these, and you'll be able to do so much. So much easier. For online courses specifically, I'm going to recommend Podia if you can afford it. I think the lowest plan is $29 or $39 a month. I forget. It's what I use. If you can splurge that, that's everything you need. You can do landing pages for free stuff, free opt-ins. You could do sales pages. You could do unlimited online courses. You can have unlimited students. They don't take any transactions. I got a whole tutorial and review playlist on Podia here on YouTube. You can go check it out. If you can't do that, I'm still going to suggest one of the all-in-one platforms like Thinkific or Teachable. I prefer Thinkific. Teachable is really clunky to use. It's even clunkier for your students or your customers. Thinkific is a little bit cleaner, a little bit more polished. They will take out some transaction fees or something. The plan will be limited on the free plan, but you can still get started for free, and you can always upgrade later once you start making more money. So that's thinkific.com. Another option would be to go with a checkout cart software. You could embed checkout carts or buy buttons on your website, or have your dedicated sales pages on this platform. They're not going to host your online courses. They're not going to host your products. It's just the checkout process. So if your courses are on Vimeo or unlisted YouTube videos or on your own website or something, you could use one of these. SendOwl and PayHip are actually the ones I recommend for beginners because they're the most cost effective. You don't need all the fancy features of a ThriveCart or SamCart yet. SendOwl, PayHip, those are great ones to get started. I don't recommend WooCommerce. I don't recommend Shopify for beginning bloggers. Once you can start to afford those tools, or if you need a full e-commerce experience, yeah, you'll probably want to go with Shopify or something like that. But if you're just doing digital products or courses, Podia, if you can swing it, Thinkific, if you can't, or you can always go with like a SendOwl or a PayHip and, make that work. All right. SEO tools. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I think I need to get my gloves out again because I'm actually going to recommend a really expensive SEO tool, but before you leave this YouTube video, I only want you to use their trial. Ahrefs, ahrefs.com. I love Ahrefs. I pay them every month, but they have a $7 trial for 7 days. And if you know what you're doing, you can get a lot done in those 7 days, enough to last you keyword research, competitor research, analyzing broken stuff on your site. If you could dedicate a week to that, you spend $7 and then you just don't re-up. Cancel it. Sorry, Ahrefs. They probably don't want me to tell you that. Their stuff is super powerful and just go with the free trial. Okay, but that was a lame piece of advice here. So let me talk about real SEO tools. For one, Search Console is absolutely free. It's made by Google and they keep making it better. You will have to go to YouTube and look up some tutorials on how to get the most out of it, but you can see internal links. You can see backlinks to your site. You can see errors, usability issues, mobile-friendly issues, a ton of stuff in Search Console. It is super powerful and it's absolutely free. I recommend all new bloggers spend a little bit of time learning how to use Search Console. You won't have to pay for these super fancy tools quite as much. Now, it doesn't do that good of keyword research, really. I actually recommend KW Finder. Again, the only reason I'm really recommending that one is because it's way more affordable for new bloggers who don't have a huge budget yet. You're going to want to go with Surfer SEO or Ahrefs or SEMrush or something like that once you can afford it, or just do the 7-day trial of Ahrefs. But until then, KW Finder is a little bit more cost effective. And speaking of cost effective, 2 more things. Keywords everywhere. It used to be free. Now it's on a credit system, but it's super cheap. It's like $10 for 10,000 credits or 100,000 credits. It'll last you a really long time. You can use this Chrome extension to just search in Google and it will give you keyword suggestions, keyword search volume. You can't really trust their search volumes. It's more of a rough estimate, but it'll give you a pretty good idea. You can also use tools like answerthepublic.com to type in topics or keywords and use that as a seed to generate more keywords and more common questions that people ask. And you can use this for SEO really, really well. Again, that's Keywords Everywhere. It's Chrome extension. It's super cheap. And Answer the Public, you can get a few free searches a month or something with Answer the Public. And 2 more, brokenlinkcheck.com, I think is the domain. You can also just Google broken link checker. You just pop in your URL. It'll show you a bunch of broken links on your site so you can go fix that stuff. Detailed, my friend Glenn Alsop, who's been on my podcast. I love Glenn. He's amazing. He and his team built a free Chrome extension. I think it's just called Detailed SEO or something like that. I'll put a link in the description below. It is fantastic just for analyzing stuff on your website, other people's websites. You'll see a lot of data and information there. It can be helpful when you're researching competitors or you're checking your own sites for broken links and all sorts of crazy stuff. All right. WordPress plugins. We've already talked about it a little bit. Let's actually kick it off with Yoast SEO since we're still talking about SEO tools a little bit. I don't think people really use Yoast SEO the way they should. Beginning bloggers especially, I wouldn't worry so much about the bullets, but it's still a useful WordPress plugin for just tackling some of the easier SEO things, like your site title and your meta descriptions and what you're going to look like in search results. Do you want to de-index a blog post? You can use Yoast for a bunch of stuff that's absolutely free to get started. No, don't worry so much about the Yoast SEO bullets trying to optimize your actual blog post, but you can still use it for a lot of other things. Now, I got a full list here. I love WordPress plugins. UpdraftPlus is a free WordPress plugin where you can take backups of your site in case anything happens. And you can also like move it to Google Drive or Dropbox. It's absolutely free. ShortPixel is my go-to WordPress plugin for optimizing images. This will help your website load so much faster. And it does it automatically. You upload images in your blog post. And if you're using ShortPixel and you've set it up, it'll just compress it automatically. It's so good. And it's also super affordable. You can start for free. You get a couple of credits a month for free. And if you ever want to upgrade, you can just buy some in bulk for like 10, 15 bucks and they'll last you a while. Speaking of making your site faster, auto optimize. So I actually use and recommend WP Rocket, and it's actually pretty cheap and affordable. It's a one-time payment of like 50, 60 bucks, I think. And once you set it up, help your website load so much faster. It's a caching plugin. But if you want to go free, auto optimize with only one O in there, it's kind of weird. It's a little bit easier to set up. You can still have to, do some Googling or YouTubing to figure out how to set it up, but it will also help. Another one that gets overlooked is Health Check and troubleshooting. You're going to break stuff on your site and you're going to get super frustrated. And one of the common pieces of advice is to turn off all of your plugins and start activating them one by one to figure out which plugin is causing said issue, and it's annoying. This plugin will allow you to do that, and it'll help troubleshoot what the heck is broken on your site without affecting the front end. The website visitors don't see anything different. It's only for you on the back end to help diagnose troubles on your website. Pretty links, we already talked about. That's good for affiliate marketing, good for creating redirects. If you use Yoast Premium, you can also do that. You can also just download some free redirect plugins where you type in one URL and it's going to redirect to this other URL, but Pretty Links does the same thing. And actually, maybe I should have talked about this in social media, but social warfare. I actually love this one for share buttons on your site. You can have them floating on the side or the bottom or the top, or you could put them before a blog post or after a blog post, or if you're into Pinterest marketing, you can do pin buttons and make it look all nice. Social warfare. They have a free version, but their paid version is also really affordable as well. It's my go-to for social share buttons, and it also helps with, some putting pins in your blog post and stuff like that. Speaking of Pinterest, another one I forgot was Tailwind. It used to be Board Booster, but they quit like 2 years ago. So now it's basically just Tailwind. You can also use SmarterQueue and Later for Pinterest, I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't do any Pinterest marketing anymore, but Tailwind is the go-to that everybody recommends. Tools to produce better content. Most people don't care about these, but I love these. Grammarly, free version. I've used Grammarly. I've never paid them any money. I've just used the free version, and it helps find spelling mistakes, the basic grammar stuff. It's awesome. Hemingway app. I don't use this a lot, but it can be nice to just plug in some writing into this. It's absolutely free. It's in the browser, by the way. And it'll tell you when you have like run-on sentences, or if your language isn't very clear, it will help you sound like Ernest Hemingway. It'll help your sentences be more crisp and snappy. Shorter, more clear to your reader. I like that. Also for headlines, CoSchedule Headline Analyzer. I have a whole blog post on headline analyzers because I love them so much. You can use this tool. It's free, although you do have to give them your email, and it's kind of hard to get to every now and then. But you can plug in a bunch of different headlines and it will spit you out a headline score. It'll help you determine this is a great headline. Headlines are important if you haven't figured that out already. And CoSchedule has a great tool for that. Also, hashtag self-promo. Don't at me. 1 hour blog post. You can go buy this. It's my product. It's a suite of templates to help you produce content faster. And it works. Podcast content, YouTube content, and of course, blog posts. I use this for everything I produce, period, including this YouTube video I use 1 hour blog post for. $27 and you got some nice bonuses. It's in the description below. All right, so let's talk about organizational and more productivity tools. Google Drive is used for various stuff. I like writing in Google Docs. If you don't have a team yet, you don't really need a whole lot of features of Google Drive, but spreadsheets, you can use that for SEO too, like keep a list of running keywords and have some search volumes. You can export from keywords everywhere, the Chrome extension, into like a Google Sheet or something like that. Dropbox, I also love Dropbox. It took me forever to pay them money for storage or whatnot, but I actually use Dropbox paper more than I use Google Docs now, just because it's better to write in, and I don't know, it's fun. Anyways, the big two, Airtable and Trello for project management, and I'm going to say content management, keeping track of your blog post ideas, where they're at in the production process. If you have a team, who it's assigned to, you can categorize. I should create an entire video on this, actually. Now that I think about it, maybe I'll do that. I use Airtable. I have one Airtable document that has all of my content ideas for YouTube, podcast, blog post, YouTube lives, like every idea I have, I put in there. And I use this almost every single day of the week to plan out my content. I use Airtable in that way. A bunch of people use Trello, and I can recommend that because it's pretty easy to use. It's actually pretty powerful, and it's great. A lot of people enjoy that style. I don't. I like the spreadsheet database sort of style, which you can see right here, but Trello is also a good one. I don't really like Asana. I think it's too fancy. It's too bloated. It's a little bit too difficult to use, but some people swear by it, so check that out too. So if you're not fighting me in the YouTube comments as well, I would love for you to drop me some love in the YouTube comments or ask any questions. I would love to hear from you. Drop me a comment. Say hello. Before you leave the page, I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching this video. Hashtag YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, or whatever. And I'll see you next time. Good luck, bloggers. Adios.